I need to boil the water first. I hope that is enough. The handle goes in front of the either side of this burner that has rust on it. That's what I want, is that the handle that I touch is not over the rust right here. And I don't use this burner even though it's closer to myself. So I need to turn on the stove top. There are water spots on this lid. Okay, I'm turning on the stove top from off to high. 9, 8, 7. Is anyone watching this video and they don't want to, but they have to? You want to, but you have to. Well, that's called ordered. And that's you being illegal somewhere in the past, and I can't help you with that. I am recording this video before I post itself, and that is because I am deceasing myself. So how much water do I need for this amount of soup base? I am struggling as much as I do to divide a soup mix into half and use half with 2 bottles of water and the other half with another 2 bottles of water another day, because this pot will only accommodate 2 bottles of water, boiling it and then adding in the soup mix. That's what fits in there. I don't want a bigger pot, and I eat all of it in one sitting because I am always hungry. So, while we're waiting for the water to boil, I'm only boiling 1 bottle as I showed on the camera, but I want to make sure I have enough water for what's in here. I might have to taste it, which I don't do that. I'm not really a chef who's preparing this from all the base ingredients, and then I would taste it to see if I like it. This is a mix, so I'm supposed to just make it and like it, right? Okay, today I received a delivery, and I have some items here mixed in with other that I had already here from previous delivery. So what's new here is this box of Cheez-Its. Has anyone tried Cheez-Its Grips? Okay, I'm familiar with Cheez-Its with the Z. Cheez, and then space, and then ITZ. This is Cheez-It. What happened to Cheez-Its? So this is Grips, and they're small, tiny little panic crackers. Yes, these are panic crackers. I got something mini because I eat mini. What I asked for was Cheez-It Snapped. SNAPP''D. And I received Grips, which are, I think they're soup crackers to go into soup. But they're panic crackers because they're too small to be Cheez-Its with the Z. And there's a Z right here in Grips. So I don't know when I'm going to open that yet. What does it go with? I think it goes with this cheddar broccoli. But the color is like orange here on the box. And the color of this cheddar broccoli soup on the front is more yellow. So what would I look for? Something that looks like the color of the cheddar broccoli soup. I would look for a cracker that looks more like this. But this is what is here, so we'll see what happens. So what's new is one of these three I had. I think it was this one. This one I had. These two are new. And then the chicken noodle soup mix is new. And two of these cheddar broccoli are new. One of them was here. These M&Ms are new. Okay, I can see this steam. That went faster. That started boiling faster than I expected, I guess. Anticipated. Okay, it all fits in there. So I will need to turn down the temperature. My sleeve, I'll have to put it up this way so that I don't hold this sleeve over the pot. 6. I'm going to have it at 6 or 5. What do you think? I'll give it a moment. Okay, I spilled that much, but look at the top of the, so it looks like that right there. It might just come out of the bag that way, so that's that. Somebody who just delivered the food I just reported, she left this refrigerator looking like this, and you think I'm gonna clean that for you. I want to know what you're hiding. You who in public, have you been shopping for supermarket food and then you clean up after yourself and you don't have deceased that way? Everyone's waiting for the end of time. Well, I have to end the time, so I'll worry about that for me. But why don't you have that you have somebody who is doing things for the property so that you stop saying that it is my refrigerator? Well, I'll say it this way. This is not my refrigerator because that's disgusting. I did not do that myself. So, is this my soup? Well, I am heating the soup mix up with bottled water is my choice. I didn't really use the tap in front of the camera, although I turned the camera away from the boiling. But anyway, I know that that's the same soup. So I have 10 minutes to boil that soup, but I don't have 10 minutes to talk to you about this stuff right here. I like it, I want it, but you're not giving me restaurant food from different items off of different menus at different restaurants. You're bringing me what I want. Some female just came by here with a car license plate, state of Louisiana, and I'm in state of Nevada. Yes, it's state of Nevada. And she used wheels on a cart of sorts with a handle that she was pulling it, right? And wheeling the delivery to the front door. And she brought in this soup mix, but what she did that I thought maybe the store should have caught her is that I have these here again with no tomato paste. It says tomato paste right there. And there. and there's no tomato paste in here. And then I have this one is left over. It's tied up, but it's an open bag of one of these. And it has no tomato paste sent from the store. And this is the second time the store is delivering that soup mix to myself with no tomato paste. This has been on the floor. It's not mine that way. Yes, I've cleaned it with dish soap and I've used it a few times since it's been on the floor. Charles Tobe picked it up off the floor for me because it's his fault that it was on the floor. So all the motions in this apartment are 0, and that's how she doesn't come in here. But she has a state of Louisiana license plate. She didn't want to stay here. Well, she had her head down. She was not nice or not nice. She was just, I don't know what was on her mind, but I can't afford her to be happy. Well, have you heard of slavery? She's white, so she's not not candidate to be a black slave person. But in black slavery, there is the people who do this slavery, the black people who do this slavery, they're supposed to have a certain like appearance of themselves that they're working, but there's something a little bit wrong with that. There's something wrong with a black person being a slave. Do we all agree? There's something wrong with a black person being a slave. Well, I tried to say it with myself and God. There's something wrong with a black person being in America. They're called African Americans that way. Well, this white female, she's not wrong by being a black person in America, but maybe she's wrong being a white person in America. I would like to also call her an African American. No, but she's white. I'm not misrepresenting. She's white. But she's African American to me because she just delivered soup from the store without the instructions on the soup saying requirement tomato paste, and I don't have any tomato paste. I'm not really a store. I ordered from the store because I don't have the things that are in the store right here. That's the store needing to know that if I order this soup mix, they need to provide the tomato paste at their own expense or charge it. If they have to charge it, they have to say that's wrong that they had to charge it, but it goes with the soup mix. And if I write back to them and say, I already have tomato paste, I want a refund, they're supposed to give me everything I asked for, and that I can keep the extra tomato paste and I get the refund. That's how you have this major problem with that you think everything is a menu and it's already printed and it's already like organized and decided and transacted and deceased. And that's not deceased to me. That's deceased when it's done. But in the process, you really owe money. And you have something wrong with you that's not significant to itself, which is your attitude problem. You put so much purchase power into your attitude that it doesn't look right in God at the end of all time. That you invested in yourselves to be with your attitude, and you think that you have, that's like what you're supposed to be in alive here, and after that, well, your genitals are deceased by your attitude. Can't help you there. I know you wouldn't put up with attitude from me unless it was on a camera and on the internet. And if you could see it on the internet and I told you you're not allowed to use the internet because you're not myself, you and your attitude would be watching this video until its completion. Or if you turn it off, that's also your attitude threatening that you could turn the video off at any time. And it's more than that. You want me to give you my address? It is somewhere in the videos. There are about 1,000 videos posted, and my address is in one of them. Or you could say it's Fremont Gardens Apartments in Las Vegas, Nevada. Apartment number 1, if you can find it that way. But it used to be that the address would be like the house would be on a street or a roadway, and then it would have a house number. So I didn't give the house number to this apartment complex, which is bizarre. But it's true that I don't know you, that you're not after me. You're after me, but I don't work for you, and that's what you want to come here and tell me Yes, are you on your way here because you don't like what I said about myself? You think that I'm not God to God that way, and I'm not God to you that way, and you're here with your all-powerful no to tell me that I'm not yourself, and I'm not going to be myself without your ultimatum that you're going to tell me what's wrong with me, and I'm going to say I don't work for you, and you're going to tell me what's wrong with me, and I'm going to say I don't work for you, and you don't understand how to stop that vicious cycle with your bad attitude being in jail and prison. You're on your way to jail, or I don't know you. That female who just delivered food, she should be on her way to jail anyway, thinking about that she did the best she could with this job today. Is she on her way to go do another job because she doesn't care about me? That's your attitude again. I didn't do that to you. I am the one who needs something. It's not the same thing as you're the one who owes something. You don't know how to owe it to yourself. You don't want to owe it to myself because I'm not yourself. This you need to go to jail, and you're happy because you're on your way to jail, which is for yourself. You can't be on your way to your next happy. You're happy here, and you're on your way to your next happy, and you don't know why you're happy like a drug addict. Okay. Try that. I added a little water to make more soup broth. It's still steaming. So let's show it on the camera now. Okay. This was a bottle of water, and then I just opened this bottle and I used this much. So, what is a slave? A black male adultery is not a slave. A slave is someone who lives around a property in dispute, and they hire themselves to do chores for the property, and they are one-way thieving their need to be outside homeless on that point. That means they don't mentally hold themselves outside homeless on that point, even if you tell them not to, or what you're not supposed to tell them not to. You can't tell somebody what to do. In this times of slavery, it's impressionable that you find a black person who's just doing things with themselves for themselves. That's a white person would gasp at that because they don't know you and they maybe don't need it. And then what if they do it repeatedly? Let's say I catch somebody black trying to be a slave in my own house. I know I don't own it that way. I know that God and I don't have a house together that way. And when I see the black person doing the work twice, 2 days in a row, 3 days in a row, 4 days in a row, 5 days in a row, or go all the way through a month, 2 months, 3 months. What about a year, 2 years, 3 years? They can go through the days and months and years with you, and you never ask them to do anything. Why are they there? If God formed them, why are they working? Why is a slave working as a slave? That's how I would say as a white person that God left my house and he had the presence of himself in the house before, A black person came into the house and worked the house. I would say it's another way that it's not my house, but I am the soul of the superior founder, and I am alive here, and that means it's not your house because I'm alive here, and you are not that slave problem yet until you are, because you have mental problems you did not solve on time when it was not due for you to have a problem. That means you made an unnecessary roughness problem in God. Yes, I should be doing this over the stove while the heating element is still on. So why I'm not doing it over the stove with the heating element on is because I want God above to give me a glass cooktop with the heating element underneath the glass cooktop. And that's higher order than where I am right here. I've seen it on the internet, that's how I know what it is, but it's not due to know you. I'm not here to collect anything.